Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the Don't Be Pressed podcast. We are back this week. We got a good one for you. Hello, how's
It's your co-hosts, Morgan and Devin, Chuckles and Slim, in case you didn't know.
I always forget that.
It's okay. It's for you to
That's
forget.
why Morgan.
It's my line. It's my line. Like, it's not for you to remember.
I don't even need to, she said. She said
no. I don't worry about your lines. Just let me get my 2 seconds in so I can say it.
Oh my God. I can't. Somebody get her. Somebody come get her.
I'm just playing, but yeah, that is my line. Make sure you guys are showing everybody how not pressed you are with our Ain't Pressed Cozy set. That been dope. There are other merch pieces on there. You might see that affirmation city. I love my affirmation city because it's lightweight. I got it on dontbepressedpodcast.com, by the way. I didn't really need the discount code because I kind of have it in, but I just love these sweatshirts, to be honest, because I work as you know, I live in Houston, Texas, and right now it's pretty 85 to like 100 on the heat index and the actual temperature. And so for me, I have issues when it comes to going into buildings and it just being like so cold, right? And then coming out and just being so hot. And so while I would not suggest like just standing out in the sun in the sweatshirt, I would suggest like if you work in a cold building, but you come out like and it's hotter outside, these are lightweight enough to where like you can get to your car and turn on the air and be fine, but you can also like not be shivering cold in the air, which is like a big thing for me.
Yeah. No, yeah, because it's ice cold inside in the South. It just always is.
Yeah, so I love it for that. And I think that it's a great I just think that like Northern living or like East Coast living, Midwest living, I think that it's great too because for you guys, a lot of the fall time, it's a great, piece to wear. I wouldn't say the winter, but like the fall, the spring, and the summer is great for up there because y'all not gonna get above 90 for real.
Oh, we do, but yeah, some places we definitely do over here.
Whatever.
With climate change, just
now it's climate change.
Follow us on social media so that you can be up to date on all of our interactions. We have a lot of exciting things coming up. And also, I will say we only have 2 more episodes left in this season by the time this episode comes out. I don't know if y'all noticed that we did longer than 10 episodes, but we're trying to do longer seasons. So it's a little bit less of a break. So we need y'all to keep writing in on topics because that's what's driving our episodes, and interact with us because why not?
Yeah, you guys are interacting with us more. So we just want to give more of ourselves to answering questions and providing reactions, I guess, and just showing a little bit more of our personality, showing the range.
Yeah. So today, although we are asking you to follow us and listen to us and watch us, we are talking today about detaching from social media. So the question of the week, if you're new and you don't know what question of the week is, every Wednesday on our Instagram and Twitter, we ask you guys a question, what we do on Wednesday, where you guys like kind of share your thoughts, opinions, and or vote on the week's topic. And this week we asked you, how much time do you spend on social media per day and per week?
Oh, Lord. I recently, I think got my screen report. Devin, you probably got a screen report too.
I did.
So I can tell you exactly what it says. I average 7 hours and 27 minutes per day on social media.
I average 4 hours and 37 minutes this week per day. And you know why? And I figured it out. I don't know.
Mine went up 11% too. So just so everybody knows, it's an increase for me.
I'm dead. Well, it's also, mine was so high last week when I had COVID because what was I doing? Absolutely nothing. But sitting on my phone. But It's interesting because we work on social media also. So it's hard to like not be on there. So that's why I'm like glad we're talking about this, because you really have to teach yourself how to detach, where it's like, how am I doing this where I'm not becoming completely consumed? Because like when we're doing podcast stuff and we're making all the posts that you guys see, and we're doing that and we're checking engagement and we're looking for sounds and we're looking for reels and we're like that type of stuff that isn't like pure leisure, like we're doing it for a specific purpose, like it can raise that number and it can become harder to detach, because social media has this thing where it's like you always feel like you got to be doing something.
Yeah, I agree. I think that in addition to that, I know that mine went up because we're preparing for this, as we talked about in last week's episode. If you guys
Oh,
listened,
right.
we did a traveling with your spouse, where we talked about traveling with your friends and your spouse. Well, Devin has a bachelorette weekend coming up here pretty soon, by the time this episode drops. And I have been spending a lot of time trying to figure out, or we have been spending a lot of time trying to figure out what our outfits are going to be like
Yeah.
and how we can be the most on point when we get to Miami, obviously on a budget though,
Right.
because we're real people.
And also finding things that we can wear again. So it's not like we're just shopping
Yeah,
for 2 days.
and things that make us feel confident.
Mm-hmm.
Whether that's like just being confident in our body types or just being confident like in the trends and just being confident in that way. And so I know for me that's been like why I've had a lot of social media.
Yeah.
Um,
And that's what I was doing all last week, was looking at
yeah,
different looks and scrolling through fashion TikToks and Miami
literally.
TikToks.
So the combination of work and then like whatever events that are coming up in your life.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm just gonna be honest, it's cheaper. It's cheaper for me to be playing on my phone than to be like out somewhere like spending money, like literally shopping instead
Right.
of like window shopping on my screen. You know what I
Right.
mean? So
Because then you figure out exactly what you want.
exactly. So I just, it's just it's the way that life is right now. But I ran into a period earlier and I'm running into some periods now where I'm like, maybe I want to take a little bit of a break. But before I get into why I want to take a break or how I want to take a break or what made me want to take a break.
Let's slide into this break. Just kidding.
Exactly. Don't touch that app. We'll be right back.
Okay, y'all. So you know we are huge supporters of other small businesses and podcasts. So today we'd like to share with you the Underground Queens podcast. Kiana and Kiara are two hardworking Southern belles trying to figure out self-care, motherhood, careers, and all things self-improvement. These down south queens dig deep into thought-provoking conversations, challenge their perspectives, laugh at their pain, affirm each other, and proudly standing in the fact that they don't know what the heck they are doing, but bet they'll figure it out. Morgan and I can definitely relate. Join the queens grinding it out from the underground together every other Wednesday on all podcast platforms. You can find them on Instagram at The Underground Queens, that's Queens with a Z and not an S, and also check out their website, www.theundergroundqueens.com. And if you'd like for us to feature your small business or podcast during one of our ad spots, head to our website to sign up now. The link will also be in the description below. Let's get back to the show.
And we are back.
Yes, we are. So the first thing that I want to discuss is the question of the title of this. Not, I don't know that it's the title, but like kind of like the theme of it. Like, Devin, for you, how do you know when it's time for you to detach from technology and social media?
Ooh, multiple. I have physical and emotional like alarms that go off. Physical ones are my eyes are getting dry and like hard. It's hard to look at the screen, and I feel like it's straining because it's like I literally work it from home on a screen, podcast stuff on a screen, school stuff on a screen, and then I'm on social media on a screen. So like sometimes I just will be like, I need to close my computer and be done by like 8 or 9 o'clock today because I can't look at a screen anymore. It's just too much. But then also when I get into a phase of like, I like am too consumed with what other people are saying or doing, like on social media. Like sometimes, like for example, the Met Gala that just happened. Everybody knows how much I love fashion. I was like so into that, looking at the outfits. Like I really enjoy doing that. That wasn't as bad as me looking at somebody else's workout routine and being like, why can't my stomach be that flat? And then becoming obsessed with that as if I haven't been like injured and laying on my behind for the past 4 months. So like I have to remind myself to find the difference of like why I'm on there. Is it like something that's actually enjoyable? Like, oh, you see it and you're like enjoying it, or is it something where it's like a comparison factor? So
I think I think that's a lot of people. I think a lot of people can relate to that. For me, my eyes don't necessarily get dry. I just know when my brain is not right. You know, like when I feel like there's just so much going on and I can't focus on one thing, and every time my phone makes a noise, I get anxious. Or I get stressed out, or
that is the realest thing.
Yeah, and like I was, I'll tell that story later, but just like also having depression, like I'll just get to the point where I'm just like, bro, I'm just gonna go to sleep because I don't want to be bothered by a screen.
Yeah.
And I just want no screen time, and it's really difficult to get that no screen time while I'm awake and walking around. And because there's ultimately, like, even if I decide like, hey, me and Zuby are going to go to the dog park, like I need to look up what dog park. So I have to get on my phone to look up what dog park. So I don't get lost
to get there. Right.
Because nobody has time to be wasting gas. Right. And then like, there's like trying to make sure that I have everything for Zuby, and like, okay, and that requires me to most times get on the internet to like research like certain things, and just, it's just a cycle for me. So I try to, when I feel the need to like excessively sleep, or like I am putting my phone in a different room, like unconsciously, I know that it's just been too much screen time for me.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very easy to become very easily overwhelmed.
It's like a cloud of just like overwhelm, just like complete overwhelmment. And it's like you said, like we do screens for work. So I'm on a screen all day for work, looking at the screen like this, back, forth, logging children, typing up reports, communicating with individuals, communicating through Zoom as we record our podcast, communicating through Microsoft Teams to hold these meetings, coming home, looking for content, like Devin said, for you guys, to put out for you guys on social media, getting lost in my own rabbit hole of my own life on social media, being so interested in the NBA, in the playoffs, and putting my phone down and closing my computer, but then turning on
watching the game
to watch the game.
That'd be late as I don't know what, and you're already tired also.
I never get to go to sleep. I absolutely never go to sleep without looking at a screen before, and it sickens me. Mm-hmm. But it's also just like my life at this moment. And so, Devin, I think it was maybe a couple months ago. We were I think maybe like 3 or 4 episodes into the season, and I told you, I think you were trying to get in touch with me or something, and I said, I had to take a break, and you were like, must be something in the water, because I think a classmate of yours had just like gone off just completely unavailable to you guys, and you guys had a project. And I was just like trying to emphasize to you, like, I wasn't abandoning our responsibilities to the podcast, but I needed, like, I was just getting so anxious, and you understood that. And I have conversations with my family about the same thing, because they call, because I live out of state. So I'm like constantly on the phone, and that's more screen time, even though I'm not like directly looking at it. Mm-hmm. But I just have to be honest, and hey, I need some non-screen time. I need some where there's not this light from a screen like shining in my eyes and just like overwhelming me.
And then it's like also like you really need to have like a balance where you're controlling what you're consuming also so that it doesn't become so draining. Like you don't want to be draining yourself all day on a screen to then leisurely go on a screen and it also be draining. So like what I've started doing is I only follow certain types of people and certain types of accounts from like I have 2 Instagram pages. So one of them is like way more like private, like family stuff. Like I have unfollowed a lot of celebrities. I have unfollowed a lot of like blog things. And I'm literally just following like try to prioritize like dog pages, like mental health pages, like inspirational quotes that are posted, and then like people I know. And like that's where I go for like that specifically. If I want to peruse other things, then I have my other page that has literally everything else. So like I really have used that. Like at first I was like, I don't need this other page. Like, why am I doing this? But like I have to compartmentalize the type of content that I'm consuming so that like I can protect my mental health. I want to know how to prioritize what I'm looking at, and I don't want to have to go on and then have to see like all these like celebrities posting like all their stuff like all the time where it's like, okay, wow, they're looking like they're having a great day and I just had a horrible day at work and I'm sitting here trying to figure out how I'm going to pay my bills next month. And they're just on here like this where it's like, no, I need like some encouragement. I need something that I can feel better coming off of when I'm done. So that's why I like really prioritize. I like literally like chat them up and have been unfollowing people on my regular one because it's like, why do I need to do that? I also just love creating content in general. Like I like find so much joy in like recording like stuff like reels and like TikToks. I think it's so fun. But like I also like don't really be scrolling through a ton of TikToks anymore or reels. Like I'll go on TikTok sometimes, but like I don't sit and scroll for super long periods of time anymore because that's also draining. Like leisurely. Like for other stuff I will, but like on my own I don't really do that. So yeah, I think it's just really like it's really you have to teach yourself because like our generation grew up where all of these social media platforms were coming to as we were growing up. Like there are some generations below us where their whole world is social media, and like they definitely have like a different like outlook on it than we do because we had a time period elementary, middle school where we weren't really on it like that, where they start being on it and like there are kids on TikTok. So
yeah, like and that's what people want to be and want to become. You know, I just I really feel like I'm grateful to have a dog. Because Zuby makes me take breaks. I don't know what I would do. Like, I don't know how I would self-regulate, especially like for myself, like with my mental illness and depression, right? So I just sometimes I don't know how I would detach, but for me, it's really big to have a dog and to have a dog who needs to be walked and likes to be walked and is high energy.
Multiple times a day, forcing you to go outside.
It gets me away from all that is the screen.
Yeah. I said that thank God for COVID, like during COVID, I was like, thank God I have to go outside.
Yeah.
Like I have to literally go outside because I was living in an apartment then. So I had to go out of my room, go downstairs, go outside on a like walk 3 times a day. Like I had to get fresh air. So like I really like encourage people. Just like don't get consumed in it when you don't need to be. Like if you just like really don't feel like it, like literally like I gave myself a deadline after a certain time, unless it's like for working stuff that I have to do, I end my screen time. So
you have to because it'll be a cloud.
Well, guys, if you have anything that you want to share with us about detaching from social media, controlling what you watch, any tips of that, I don't know, the apps have even created to help.
Or you want to tell us a story of like just when you knew that you were down a rabbit hole and just like what maybe I love to hear some of like the strangest the strangest rabbit holes that people have gone down.
Yeah. Like what type of video you end up on where you were like, what
am I even watching? Like, you know that you've been watching social media for too long and you're like, how did I even get here?
Bro, yeah. It used to happen to me on YouTube. Once it started happening to me on TikTok, that's what I knew that I was on there for too long.
Bro, and now there's so many apps, you can get tired out on one and then go to another one and then get just a cycle.
And go back and forth. So yeah, follow us for more. We really try to post things that are good for your mental health. That's like one of our goals and how we craft our social media. We're always sharing like different posts, apps, inspirational quotes, our Mindful Monday, all of that type of stuff.
I love the Mindful Mondays and the Sunday ones for myself because it's just a break in my timeline that forces me to either be mindful that Monday and just like really appreciate like just being alive, like I'm alive today, and not just it's so easy to get caught up in everything else. So do us a favor, be grateful to be alive today.
Yes, because we are grateful for all of you, and if you need anything, you know how to reach us.
Nevertheless, don't be pressed. We love y'all.
Bye.
Pieces.